Oh, the scream beneath Pine Lake. We were on a road trip in North Carolina. Wanted to visit a theme park near Pine Lake. Didn't book a campsite. Big mistake. Everything nearby was full. Soccer tournament, we were told. Mom found a forest parking lot. Technically legal, barely civilized. We parked next to a trailhead. Gravel, trees, no lights. There was one other car. Abandoned. Faded red. Quiet. A hiker told us. Yeah, people camp here sometimes. We trusted her. We shouldn't have. My parents took one tent. Zoe and I had the other. We set up quick. Sun was already down. Mosquitoes buzzed. Dirt under our shoes. Inside the tent, we curled up with our phones, watched dumb videos, laughed too loudly. By 11 p.m., the woods were dead silent. Then metal. Somewhere near the abandoned car. A scrape, like something heavy dragged. We froze, looked at each other. Zoe whispered, "Did you hear that?" Another sound clank, a slam, then silence. 5 seconds later, a trunk closed. Then tires spun. A car peeled away into the dark. My pulse thundered. I texted Eli, a friend from the area. He answered, "Wait, you're near Pine Lake?" "Yeah, you need to leave. That place is sketchy. Cartel stuff. People go missing out there." I felt sick. Zoe's face had gone pale. We tried to stay calm. Tried to sleep, then a scream. From deep inside the woods, a man's voice, ripping the air apart. Not angry, not hurt, terrified. We stopped breathing, not even blinking. It echoed once, then vanished. Zoe whispered, "We need to leave." We texted my mom. No response. I called. She answered on the third ring. "We didn't hear anything," she said. Her voice was flat, like she had. I asked, "Are you sure?" Long pause. Then, "Just go back to sleep." But we couldn't. We didn't. That's when we heard footsteps. Crunching. Circling. Someone was walking around our tents. Deliberately. Slowly. The footsteps circled twice, crunching softly across the gravel. Then they stopped, right outside our tent. We held our breath. No movement, no wind. Zoe's hand clutched my wrist. Hard. Like she couldn't let go. Then exhale. Not ours. Heavy breath just inches from the canvas. We didn't move. Didn't speak. A long silence. Then a flashlight, beaming directly through the fabric. It moved slowly, tracing the shape of our bodies. It paused right where my face was. I closed my eyes, tried not to shake. Zoe whispered, "Please don't breathe. Please don't breathe." Then footsteps again. Backing away. Not gone. Just moved. We heard them stop, outside my parents' tent. Another long silence. Then, the forest lit up. Headlights. A second car rolled into the lot. Engine rumbling low. It parked behind ours. Doors opened. 2 of them. Someone got out. Another flashlight. But they didn't speak, didn't move toward us, just stood there. Watching. The light hit our car. Then the tents. Then Zoe's phone vibrated. It buzzed once. Too loud. Suddenly, the flashlight turned back to us. I almost screamed. Zoe covered her mouth. They were moving closer. Boots crunching the gravel. Then another scream. Farther away. The same voice. Same panic. Same tearing sound. The footsteps stopped. Flashlight snapped off. The 2 figures retreated. Fast. Got back in the car. Pulled out. Gone. I texted my mom again. She answered, We heard it this time. He was breathing by my tent. We didn't move. I didn't sleep. We sat up until the sky turned purple. In the morning, my dad showed us the side of the tent. 3 drag marks ran down the canvas, like fingers, but longer, and spaced too wide. We drove straight out of there. No breakfast, no words. A week later, I looked up Pine Lake again. There'd been a missing persons report. Same night, same area. Zoe never talks about it. Story 2. She knew our names. It was the fall I turned 7. Leaves hit the windows like small hands. We lived in a 2-story house on the edge of Winter Creek. No neighbors. Just trees and silence. My older brother Eli was 2 years ahead of me. We shared a bedroom upstairs. Bunk beds, posters, plastic glow stars. Mom was strict. Bedtime was always 9. 0 sharp. No whispering. No lights. No noise. But that night, I woke up to a voice calling my name. Soft. From downstairs. It was Mom's voice. Except, it wasn't. She was saying, "Noah, sweetie, come here." I sat up. My feet touched the cold floor. Eli sat up too. His eyes wide. "Don't go," he whispered. "That's not her." I squinted toward the door. The hallway was black. The voice came again, clearer. "Noah, come down here. Mommy needs help." I stood. Eli grabbed my hand. "I'm serious," he hissed. "That's not her." I told him to stop messing around, but he wouldn't let go. We both stepped into the hallway. Careful. Quiet. I leaned over the banister, looked down. Someone was standing at the bottom of the stairs. It looked like Mom, but she didn't move. Just stood there, in the dark. "Come on, baby," she said. Voice like honey, in static. My stomach twisted. I whispered, "Mom?" She looked up. Eyes too wide. Smile too slow. "Come here," she said again, almost singing it. I stepped back. Eli slammed the bedroom door. He locked it. We both backed away. Then she spoke again, this time louder. "Noah, Eli, come down." Now, she knew his name too. We hadn't said it. We pressed our backs against the far wall of the room. The door was locked, but the house felt unlocked. "Noah, Eli, come down." Her voice was still rising, not shouting, just wrong. Eli grabbed the lamp, unplugged. He held it like a weapon. I whispered, "What if it's really her?" He shook his head. "Look at the clock." I did. 2:11 a.m. Mom always slept till 6, then a soft sound behind the door. Dragging, like bare feet on carpet. She was climbing the stairs. The hallway creaked. Once, twice, then silence. Nothing, but we knew she was out there. I reached for my toy mirror, held it under the door crack. I saw feet, but not bare feet. They were wrong. Toes too long. Skin like wet paper. Then a hand reached down, laid flat on the floor, waiting. We stepped back again. Eli whispered, "We have to scream." "On 3, I said. 1, 2. We screamed, louder than ever. Stomped the floor, kicked the walls, and then footsteps, running. Our real mom burst in. She turned on the light, held us close. "What happened?" she said. "You're both white as ghosts." We looked toward the door. It was still locked. She said she'd been in her room the whole night, that she never called us. And Dad? He said the same thing. We checked the hallway. Nothing. But the mirror I used? Cracked. The floor near the door? Wet. A few days later, Eli asked Mom a question. What were our names almost called? She looked confused. What do you mean? He said. Before we were born. What else did you consider? She blinked, then said quietly, Jacob and Leo. She knew our names. But maybe she was looking for the wrong kids. Or maybe we were the ones who answered. Story 3. The thing behind the door. It was January. The roads were ice. I crashed at Jude's uncle's house on my way back from Idaho. He hadn't seen me in 2 years. Said I could stay the night. The place was old. Country style. Quiet. Floral wallpaper. Heavy wooden furniture. He gave me the guest room. Said it used to be his mom's. The bed creaked. The heat hissed through old vents. Jude fell asleep on the couch. I went to the bedroom around midnight. There was a single lamp, a mirror, a chair in the corner, and a tall, thin closet with a door that didn't close all the way. I lay on the bed scrolling through my phone. The light buzzed softly overhead. Around 2:30, I turned the light off. The dark filled the room like cold water. I was almost asleep when something tugged my thoughts. Like I was being looked at. I opened my eyes. Didn't sit up. The closet door was open just a little wider than before, and something stood beside it. I thought it was a coat. Long, dark, hanging from the door, but it was too tall, too shaped. I blinked. It didn't move. Shoulders, arms, bent just slightly. I whispered, Jude? No answer. No movement. The shape just stood there, staring, not breathing, not swaying. Just there. I said louder, Dude, not funny. Still nothing. I reached for the lamp, clicked it on. The corner was empty. Nothing by the closet. No coat. No figure. My heart was racing. I tried to laugh it off. Maybe it was a shadow, or clothes on the chair. But the chair was empty, and the closet door, still air. I stayed up till dawn. Couldn't sleep after that. Every noise in the house felt too intentional. Jude woke up around 7, looked half dead from the couch. I asked him, Did you come into the room last night? He shook his head. Nope. Slept like a rock. I told him about the figure. He shrugged. Old house. Weird shadows. My grandma used to say it watched her too. I laughed, but it didn't feel funny. We had breakfast. His uncle left for work. Jude showed me the security system. Cheap cams inside and out. Motion triggered. Auto record to USB. I had a thought. Does the guest room have a cam? He blinked, then said, Actually, yeah. My uncle's paranoid. We pulled the footage, skipped to around 2:30 a.m. There I was, sleeping on the bed. Then, something moved. Near the closet. A shift. Barely a shimmer. Then the lens glitched. Just static for 3 seconds. Then the room again. But I was sitting up, looking straight at the camera. But I hadn't done that. My face on the screen was still. No blinking. No breathing. The real me had never moved. Jude paused it. You don't remember this? I said nothing, because I felt sick. We skipped ahead. At 5:42 a.m., the door opened. No one there. Just a long shadow stretching into the hall. Then something stepped back into the room. Not out. Back in. We checked the carpet. There was a faint dip by the closet. Like weight had pressed it down. For hours. Jude laughed nervously. Man, I think my grandma was right. We wiped the footage. His uncle never saw it. I left before sunset. Haven't stayed the night in anyone's guest room since. Sometimes, when I close my eyes in bed, I feel it again, watching from just behind the closet door. And I know if I open my eyes too fast, it won't have time to hide.
Story 4. He walked when I walked. It was 11:40 p.m. The party got weird. Someone showed up that I didn't want to see. I told Marcus I was leaving. He offered to walk me. I said no. It's just 5 blocks. The air was cold. Melted snow on pavement. My boots echoed. Empty sidewalks. I passed an alley. Didn't look in. Then a second set of footsteps. I slowed. They slowed. I stopped. They stopped. I turned fast. He was there. Dark hoodie. Face hidden. Hands in pockets. Too still. I took a breath. Do you need something? No answer. I turned back. Kept walking. He followed. Closer this time. Not hiding it anymore. I took out my phone. Typed to Marcus. Someone's following me. 3 dots. He was typing. Then, the man said my name. Riley. I stopped mid-step. My stomach dropped. I didn't answer. I ran. The man ran too. Faster than I thought he could. I screamed. No one heard. He shouted after me. Hey, get back here. His voice cracked. Unstable. I turned a corner. Sprinted into a yard. Pounded on a door. Lights came on. The man stopped. Stood in the dark. Then he whispered one last thing. I know where you live.
Marcus picked me up 10 minutes later. I sat in his car, shaking. Couldn't stop checking the mirrors. We didn't talk much, just the heater and my breath. I stayed over at his house. Didn't want to go home. He gave me the guest room. 2nd floor. Window to the backyard. I locked the door. Pulled the blinds. Laid on the bed fully dressed. The clock blinked. 2:14 a.m. I was still awake. Then a tap. On the window. I sat up. Heart in my throat. Another tap. Then a knock. 2 slow knocks. I stayed frozen. Too scared to look. Then a voice. Low. Soft. I know you're in there, Riley. I couldn't scream. Couldn't breathe. I grabbed my phone. Texted Marcus. He's here. Outside. No response. The knock stopped. But the voice didn't. I saw your room light on. Are your friends asleep? Footsteps. Below the window. Circling. Then he knocked again. 3 times. Angrier. Then silence. Marcus burst in 10 minutes later. Baseball bat in hand. He was pale. Said, my phone just started ringing by itself. Your texts came all at once. We checked the yard. Nothing. But in the snow, beneath my window, footprints. Leading up, but not away. I stayed off social media for months.